Okay, it's not good morning, but I feel like I always do that every time. Okay, start over. Hello. I am on the way to Roanoke, going to my parents' house now. I got my pumpkin cream chai, and I am fueled. I am ready for this long drive. I'm gonna be arriving there at 5:50, probably later. This is so good. Pumpkin cream chai. I'm so glad that they're doing that this year because like it's perfect. I hope they start doing this every fall. So good. I'm on the way to go see my parents. I took Max Nala on walks. I took Adonis and Ari on a walk. Yeah, I just had to leave them home. So sad. It was just one night. Just one night, so yeah. My parents aren't able to come up next month, which is, so it's kind of a good thing that I'm going down this weekend to see them. I'm bringing them all their mail and everything. I don't know if they need any like groceries or anything, because like they usually buy some things while they're up here, but they didn't respond to my message, so they usually say they're fine, but I don't know. But I just left, so if they need something, then I could like turn around and go somewhere. I still have a lot of work to do because this upcoming week is like exam week. I have 2 quizzes, one in research, one in psych, and then I have a test in patho. And I need to study, so I brought everything with me. I brought my laptop, my iPad, all my chargers and everything, and just like my AirPods. Because I'm gonna do some work when I get down there. And then I have to play piano on Sunday. And then I have to drive back up. So that's my plan for today. Oh, and also to give you guys a little update. Oh yeah, I brought the mail. Sorry, my dad messaged. He replied to my message. He said to bring the mail, and I did. What was I gonna say? Oh, to give you guys an update. I feel like I've told you guys the places I've got interviews for. Yeah, it all didn't really work out. Like at the end when they're saying like, oh, we'll give you an email or a call back with more information. I never received it, so I'm just assuming that I didn't get the job. But the one that I did the phone interview yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. After class, right? I told you guys I was gonna do an interview. Yeah, that one was kind of, it didn't really, I don't know if it's gonna work out, because the recruiter that I was talking to on the phone, she was very confused as to what I was saying when I was like talking to them. She was asking questions like, oh, okay, wait, let me start from the beginning. You know, I answered the call, right? I was like, hi, and she was like, oh, hi Karen, this is la la la. Like, how are you today? And I was about to answer, right? I was gonna say like, oh, I'm good, how are you? But then all I said was, oh, I'm good, how? And then she went straight on talking about what the position is. She just started saying, so as a medical assistant here at this practice, you're gonna be doing da 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 da. And I was like, wait, I didn't finish. I was like, okay, she's straight up going into it, all right. And I was like, I guess she's really busy today. And then so she went on about like, you know, what being a medical assistant is like at their office and everything. Okay, my phone turned off again, as usual. But anyways, let me continue because I think I've solved the problem. Okay, but anyways, so yeah, so she started talking about that, right? She was asking me questions. Okay, she was making statements where like, you know, usually when someone's talking to you, add in like, oh yes, or like, uh-huh. So here's an example. She's like, oh, okay, so, you know, as a medical assistant, you would be able to do EKGs and check the vitals, things like that. That's usually what the role is about. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was supposed to say that, and then she just went straight on. It was just as if she was just like reading a paper, like someone wrote. And so she just kept on reading through it, and I was just like, okay, I'll just sit here and just like not, like, I'm nodding with the phone in my hand. I'm like, okay. And then this is where the confusing situation occurred. When she was looking at my resume, and she was also looking at her like iNova screen, and she was saying, I see something that says requirement unsatisfied, and I was like, huh? I was like, could you clarify that? I don't understand what that means. And then she was like, yeah, so what I see on my screen is that you were trying to like work with us, but it didn't work out. And I was like thinking in my head, I'm like, wait, was I supposed to get a job somewhere and then they just put me as like fired, or like, I'm not fired, but you know, not able to be hired or something like that? I don't know. So I started freaking out in my head a little bit. And then she said, did you work at Nova, the internal medicine? I was like, oh, that practice, it wasn't Inova, it was a private practice. I worked there for like a year and a half. And she didn't understand that. And then she was like, oh yeah, I do see you worked at Inova Loudon. And I was like, oh yeah, I did work there, but that was like a couple years ago. And then she said, oh, that's right, okay, I see it on your resume. Yeah, here. And then she still didn't understand the internal medicine part. This is the part where I was like, oh, maybe this is why she's so confused, is because when that practice shut down, Inova took over. And then that's how I lost my job, right? So that's why I was like, oh, that's, in my head, I was like, that makes sense. Okay, that's probably what she's seeing. And so I had to explain that to her. And then she didn't understand that part either. She was like, wait, so the office is Inova or it's not? And I was like, the office was its own place, but then when the doctor retired and that practice shut down, Inova took over that location and set up their own. And yeah, I was like trying to explain all that, like, because now, you know, that Inova is the same address as internal medicine, and I understand now like why it got so confusing, but I don't know if she really understood it, but that's just how it went. And then she was just like, oh, okay. And then we started discussing about what my availability was and everything like that. Yeah, and it just ended with her saying, it was like, oh, let me just talk with the manager, make sure they're okay with you as well. The call just ended there. The interview just seemed very rushed. I think it didn't work out, so that's okay though. At this point, I feel like I'm just so used to it. And that's kind of bad, but like I'm used to it now, so I don't feel disappointed, you know, at the end. So it just happens. If it happens, it happens like that. Anyways, all those interviews, all those, me calling them back and everything, it didn't work out. Just so you guys know. That's my little update. It doesn't play when it's connected, but I'm listening to my lecture right now on my drive. But look how pretty this is. There's traffic, so I definitely will not get there at 5:50. It says I will be getting there at like 6:20. I have arrived at my parents. I'm here in Roanoke now. Just my dad is here, so I'm gonna go meet him, and then I think we're gonna eat dinner together. Okay, I need to get out so I can get my stuff. Look at the chickens. You guys are so big. Oh my gosh. My parents had 3 at first, but now it's, oh my. And then my dad made this for them. We're going to go eat dinner. My mom's still working. She finishes at 8. It's 7:45, so I'm waiting for my mom. And then we're eating at like a hibachi place. I did some work while eating. It's like studying a little bit. We have so many I have so many like quizzes and tests next week, and I'm a little stressed, but it's okay. It's okay. I was like listening to the lecture that I recorded on the way here, and I was like trying to memorize, and like whenever she was asking questions that I could like, and I was like trying to answer it myself. My first exam quiz of this semester. Tired. That drive was so long. It was supposed to be like 3 hours, but turned into like 4.5 hours because of traffic. I'm ready to eat. My dad was just telling me no, not him, the one right here, that one, he's very mean. Oh my gosh, crazy. Okay, bye guys, we gotta go eat dinner. Hello, I am on the way home. I've been driving for a while now and I just been so tired, so I felt like I needed to record or do something to get my mind off of falling asleep, you know? I mean, I'm not gonna fall asleep, but I'm just like super tired. I'm just so uncomfortable right now, so I just feel like I need to do something. I was watching Jess Conti's YouTube video, her recent one about her moving into a house. I can't wait till I like build my own house too. Like that's actually a dream of mine as well, to like actually build my dream home and from scratch, and then like design it the way I want it and everything. But yeah, it was just so nice like watching it. I just started thinking about what can I do? What can I add in my house and like things like that. I can't do anything much for the house that I'm living in right now because, you know, don't have that money to do it. But I tried to like make it a little lively here and there. I'm so uncomfortable, like my back hurts and my butt hurts. I'm trying to be in a comfortable position, but I can't find that. I left pretty late from Roanoke. I was supposed to leave at like 1ish, but then I was waiting for my parents to be done because my dad had to do the Bible study for the church, and then my mom was talking with a lady that was at our really old church in Stafford. She came down all the way from Stafford to see my parents today. My mom and her, they were talking for a long time, just catching up because they haven't seen each other in a while. Yeah, so that whole time I was just waiting for my parents. I ended up leaving at like 3. The lady that was there, she was like following me because she said she didn't know how to get out of Roanoke. That's what happened, and I'm here now. I'm trying to stay awake. Anyways, that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Hi Karen's vlog. Hello Care Bears. How are you Care Bears doing? Hi Care Bears. You can't see me, but I'm